At church, we had a couple sessions on planning for the eventuality. Birth is natural, death is natural. Okay, but if the people who know a little bit about what they want for their passing rites get together and plan a little bit, it makes it a whole lot easier for those who are left, and that's who it's for.
Am I blown? Don't take me now if I'm all blown.
How was it?
Oh, it's fun. It was funny and nice, and went through enough and got to see a rainbow. Did you get to see the rainbow?
No.
First, what was your day and date of birth? July 10th, 1932. The family called me Jeannie. And there was no other nickname, just Jeannie, or as my father would say, Yeenie. When I was born, my folks lived on 26th Street in Rockford. It was a home that they built, and the Depression hit, and they lost that when I was 2 years old, and moved to a rental when we moved out by the high school into a garage that my folks built. It was a garage on a big lot that had and also a lot next to it that they bought. And as we were living there, not having to pay rent, my dad built the house next door. What was your favorite meal as a child? Peanut butter. I had peanut butter and banana sandwiches. Oh, and I also liked fried pork chops. Mom had them crispy, and you could pick them up with your fingers and hold them and eat them. That's what I liked. It's the only fat I would eat would be that fat that on the pork chop. Otherwise, I would not touch a piece of fat. Favorite candy? Oh, love to go to the store and buy penny candy. They'd have a whole bunch of it, and you could just stand on the counter and try to figure out what you wanted. The favorite candy that my mom made was fudge. And she would make fudge, and we could eat all we wanted, but we had to drink a glass of water after each piece. Of course, you can't eat too much that way. And also she made popcorn balls, which were good. There was a railroad track that went by the house that they had to build up. So there was a hill that went down from the tracks down into a ditch and up, and it made a nice little sledding place. So we played on the railroad tracks. Think of a place that you like to go with your gang. When we were bicycling a lot, there used to be a place along the field that had trees that had vines hanging off the trees. And we would kind of swing on those vines, so that was kind of the fun place to go. And then the garages all had attics and things. Sometimes we played cops and robbers and played around in the attics. Did you go fishing in your childhood? Afraid I had to. The other kids, but I was too young, and I had to go with them and sit in that boat all day. Boring. Annabelle was my best school chum. She lived about 11 blocks from school, and you had to live 12 blocks from school before you could eat your lunch at school. And I lived closer, so she always brought her lunch and came to my house and ate with me for lunch. So we had some good times together. Who was your first boyfriend? Rolly Carlson. He was my boyfriend from age 2, and we moved down to 18th Street until after school started. We were inseparable, and I was going to marry him. when we were in grade school, we would have little reading groups where you'd sit up in a kind of little semicircle and take turns reading. And when they had Parents' Day, the parents all sat in the back in chairs all along the back row and watched the class. Well, the boy next to me got up and started reading, and I was, of course, right at eye level with his bottom. And he had on some baggy pants that had a great big fold right in the middle of his bottom. And I sat and looked at that and looked at that, and I couldn't resist. I took my hand up and gave it a yank. Of course, it didn't pull the pants down, but all the parents in the back row were in stitches, and my mother was mortified. And the poor little boy, he just went on reading, and of course the teacher couldn't see anything happen, but I sure heard about it later. Do you have a Pearl Harbor Day memory? Yeah, it was on a Sunday, and we were out for a ride. We often went for rides on Sunday afternoon just to go out in the car. And we came back and heard about Pearl Harbor, and my folks were very, very upset. I mean, this was war, but it didn't have that much impact on me. I really didn't know what was facing the country. During the war, lots of memories, of course. My mom went to work, and my sister worked, I think she worked out at the camp. They had a military camp. I think Bill worked there before he went into the service. So my mom used to work nights, so she was always home for me, but not awake most of the time, but I could wake her up if I needed any help. So anyway, I was in charge of the blackboard, leaving notes for everybody. And you couldn't get meat. It was hard to get meat, even though you had food stamps, ration stamps for it. The neighbor took me to some place to get some meat it was frozen. I just didn't know what to get with those stamps. I don't know if I got the right thing or not, but it was kind of hard being in charge of that. And then we had to collect grease. The women saved the grease for the war effort. I don't know what they did with the grease, but anyway, Girl Scouts went around and collected grease. So we got a big laugh out of going up to someone's house who was kind of heavy and saying, "Do you have any fat for us?" And we thought that was funny. One of the funnest vacations that I can remember, of course, when I was older, war had just ended and could get gasoline again, and we decided to drive out to Yellowstone Park. My brother had gotten out of service just the day before we left, so he went along. And keep Dad awake, we sang. And his favorite song is, "I'm going to buy me a paper doll that I can call my own." And we sang that all the way out to Yellowstone Park. We got sick standing in front of Old Faithful because of the sulfur fumes. So I had to learn that I had to stand on the other side. When we were young, the kids would always play under the streetlight at night. And I remember we were going over to a neighbor's house and stealing an apple out of their backyard. And I started eating mine. I got out to the streetlight and saw a worm and panicked and screamed, and my brother carried me home. So I guess I got my own punishment on that one. I was always fond of marbles. And it was April 1st, it was garbage day, and my dad came in from work and he said, "Say, under the garbage can I saw a marble out there." And so I went charging out to find that marble, and of course I couldn't, and Mom and Dad were standing in the door laughing at me like mad, looking for that marble, and they finally said, "April Fool." But what we did on April Fool's Day mostly was to put salt in the sugar bowl, and my dad liked lots of sugar in his coffee, so he always got salty coffee, but Mom always had extra made. But that was the standard April Fool's joke. In high school, the play was I Remember Mama, which was Swedish, and I tried out for that, but instead of reading with a Swedish accent, it came out a little Irish, and so obviously I didn't get a good part. I got a little walk-on part as a school kid in there, and but we had a grand time. We didn't have any lines to to learn, so we just after school had a ball. Tell how you spent your Saturdays during the school year. A lot of times we walked down and saw a movie and was able to buy some popcorn afterwards on Saturday. One boy that I knew came back from Illinois State University, and he was so pleased with it. They had a homecoming. We had never had homecomings, and he was talking about being in the parade and the fun he had. So I figured, well, I'll take that one instead. So that's why I went there. I'd never seen the place. But I got a scholarship, and I didn't have to go to Rockford College. A very special Valentine you once gave. I guess that first Valentine I gave was to Darwin in college. We were just dating, and I didn't know if I should send him a Valentine or not. So I asked everybody in the dorm, and they finally decided I should send him a Valentine. So I did, but he didn't send me one. But he did come over with a big candy bar afterwards. My best talent, I guess, is enjoying life and enjoying people, not expecting a person to be like me, but enjoying the differences. Favorite memory of my mom? She liked to sing all the time. She was a happy person, and I would always hear her singing in the kitchen when I was ready to come down. My favorite memory of your father? The one that comes to mind was when I asked him to write in my autograph book. We had autograph books, and friends would write funny skits in the back, or to my best friend, or things like they write in the back of yearbooks. And I gave it to my father, and he walked around for the longest time, and he was wondering what to write. He was not very good at writing, and he finally wrote, "To the joy of my life," and I knew how much it meant to him, and I value that the rest of my life.
Spotlight over here. Spotlight.
So we're at City Hall in Stockton.
King and Queen was selected by the Illinois State University Alumni Association from nominations received from alumni, faculty, and staff. Our 2007 Alumni King and Queen are Darwin and Jean Haney from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Darwin Haney and Jean Lindbergh met at the Illinois State University campus while in the Gamma Phi Circus. They both spent all 4 years in the organization and were on the executive board for 2 years. Our congratulations right now to Darwin and Jean Haney. They are the 2007 Alumni King and Queen. The Redbird tradition make that continue when all 4 of their children attended and from Illinois State University.